Hey guys, I am so excited today because I'm taking you guys behind the scenes with the majestic trumpeter swans. In this video, I am going to show you how I use spot metering composition along with my thought process to create stunning images like this and this. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you will know how to apply these techniques to achieve beautiful results just like these for yourself. Alright, let's get started.
Hey guys, this is Ejaz. I am a fashion and a wildlife photographer here in New York. After shooting for designers, magazines, art galleries, fine art prints, I have realized that we have a tendency of making photography difficult. Let's break it down. Let's make it super easy. Make it simple in your mind first, and everything else will fall into place. Guys, let's make photography easy.
Guys, look, I have a treat. Look who's behind me. Look at that. I'm here to shoot the trumpeter swans. Look at how gorgeous they are, the black and the white. My only concern with that is when I am going to do the metering, the white is going to be white and then the black is going to be black. So which one am I going to follow? Am I going to follow the white or am I going to follow the black? Because if I expose for the black, the white's going to blow off. And if I expose for the white, the black's going to get too dark. So that's the challenge. I'm going to meter it and see. It's snowing. It's absolutely stunning. Just like you guys expected me to be in this cold, snowy weather. Isn't this amazing? And I did not meter for this in New York. I didn't expect the trumpeter swan, the beak, to be so black. For the snowy owl, my measurements were f4, 1250 and 640. But I'm going to measure the surroundings and see how it goes with these guys. I want to take one of them home. Believe it or not, I'm at the parking lot here. And where I am is, it's a park. It's called the Trumpeter Swan Park. So let's put the camera together and move on. I think the challenge that I'm facing here is that these are white birds with black beak. And what's happening with that is that the exposure is going totally off, and I didn't really prepare for the exposure. So I think the way I'm going to handle this is I'm going to measure the snow, spot meter of course, then I'm going to measure the trees, I'm going to measure the water, I'm going to measure my birds. The goal here is to make sure that my birds are the lightest simply because I have the water and the trees. If I was to shoot just there, which would be white on white, then I would just make my bird the darkest because the snow is going to be the brightest. The goal here is to make sure that the bird is darker than the snow, simply because if I'm only covering the bird in the entire frame, then I'm going to make the bird the lightest. And if I'm going to do an environment shot, then I'm going to make my bird the darkest next to the snow. And of course I'm shooting it with an f4, so once you shoot it with an f4, they'll stick right out. Hopefully I'll get something really nice. Well, stick around, see. Let's see. I have 2 days here, so we'll see how it goes. Of course the camera is telling me that the snow is 1.5 stops brighter, which I'm not going to listen to the camera. And then it's saying that the bird is 1 stop brighter, which is great, because if the snow is 1.5 stops and the bird is 1 stop, that means I have my contrast already. See, the problem is the birds are facing their back towards me, though they're preening. Got it. I think I got an amazing photograph of this bird preening. She looks beautiful. Exposure wise, I may have underexposed it just a tad bit, but I think I can recover that in post. I'm actually lucky now because the snow and the bird, there's a difference between the exposure of the bird and the snow. It's a half stop difference that makes life so much easy. So I don't really have to worry much about if I put them on the snowy background, they are going to stand right out. Just so you know, the bird is darker than the white. So I'm shooting exactly in the opposite direction of what I normally do. I make my subject brighter than the environment, but in this particular case, my subject is the darkest because the snow is super white. you know? So your eye is going to go straight into the subject because the bird is darker. The other thing I want to speak to you guys about it, it's not the question of documenting, right? We're not documenting something. We are trying to create art.
I have used this method of spot metering to get this result, this and this. So you can do the same.
I just saw the bird now. Their necks are absolutely gorgeous and they can turn and twist. I mean, it's like a snake kind of. You know, so you got to try and find those angles where the neck looks in its best possible way. I'm focusing on the neck and that's it. Not even the face, not even the beak, not even the eyes, none of it. Just the neck. And it looks beautiful. The goal here is to push that emotion, that feeling. I also don't want to take just tight shots. I'm also looking for this huge environment where all these birds are there. And for that, measuring the light with a spot meter is perfect because you get to pick and choose. I mean, the water it's blue, the white is white, the trees are green, and then you got to move yourself in a position where you can send all those lines and the light into one place. And that one place should be where the bird is. I think I'm gonna move myself a little bit from here because they are just floating away and they're going off to the other side. The early morning mist has gone, so the trees have become darker, if you understand what I'm saying. And now it's a huge contrast, so it doesn't have that subtle love kind of a story, you know. It's not about just getting the right exposure, it's also being able to tell a story and creating art. And for that, to me, spot metering works so well because you know, right now I can take a photograph, but the trees are going to be so contrasty that it's going to take away from that mood, that feeling, that emotion that you really want, especially for me, especially with white, because to me white is pure and I want that soft love feeling, so to speak. You know, there's a bird over there that's doing such an amazing pose. Like her neck is turned back and she's preening, of course. And the neck sometimes goes in this nice round U-shape sort of a thing, but U-shape upside down. It looks amazing, but she's so far away. And the mist is gone, so I don't know if I can really, you know, even if I cropped it, I really don't think I'll get that emotion that I want. Yeah, that mood doesn't come in no matter what. It's just the difference of which way the wind is blowing. Like this morning the wind was blowing this way to Ejaz. Now the wind is blowing this way. So the change of wind, the clouds, it just changes everything. The goal here is to get the audience or the client or the viewer something that they've never seen before. Just swans floating around. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. But I think the audience has already seen this. Why should the audience look at my photographs? Like, what privilege do I have that they should look at my photographs? And I think the only reason why they will look at my photographs is because if I can show them something that they have not seen. And in order for me to show them something that they have not seen, I think composition is the key to success to creating art for the trumpeter swans. Composition within the bird's body, how the neck turns and how they put it on the back, and the contrast between the bird's body and the beak and the mouth. When they open their mouth, it's like pink inside. And I want the audience's eye to go all throughout the entire frame and stop at white, going from white all the way to black on the beak, and then a hint of pink. You know, so you can't really separate the beak and the eye because they're all black, but then that pink in the mouth, like your eye goes straight to it. So it's a matter of contrast with, you know, with light, contrast with color, composition. All of this is going to make it hopefully successful art shoot.
You know, I used this technique of composition to get this one and this one and this one.
Art is the goal. Art is the goal. Guys, I think I got an amazing photograph. You know what? I'm going to show it to you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that. Look at it.
Stunning.